Hello, on today's Civic Engagement Project, I will be discussing Regulating Gun Violence and Gun Laws by Michelle Reyes. Why does it matter? Why should people care? Gun violence is 1 in every 5 Americans. In other countries such as Australia and Canada, which are closer in percentages to the U.S. gun death rate, the U.S. is 13.7 for every 100,000 person compared to Australia, 0.88, and Canada, 0.72. An argument that gets tossed around: if a person really wants to commit crime, they are going to use other weapons such as a knife or running people over. Although that is true, the murder rate in Canada is 1.94 and Australia 0.85, compared to the US, which is 6.8. This is because it is easier to kill someone with a gun than any other type of weapon. Australia used to have a strong gun culture until 1996, when a mass shooting struck. Their government quickly overhauled their gun laws. Since then, the murder rate of 1.98 decreased to 0.86, compared to the US, which has had 30 plus mass shootings in 2025 and 10 plus in 2026, and the year has just begun. Ongoing organizations that have been helping regulate gun laws. Gun violence is a responsibility under all 3 forms of government: federal, state, and local. Federal sets its minimum standards, and the state and local governments can choose either to weaken or make the law stricter. Unfortunately, the gun laws are very weak in the U.S., which is why it is important to have multiple organizations, politicians, or us citizens to help make the law stricter and regulated. March for Our Lives has been raising awareness worldwide on gun violence to reform gun control in the U.S. They have also collaborated with a nonprofit called Every Town for Gun Safety that pushed wider background checks in gun sales, a ban on worldwide gun sale magazines. This had a remarkable, huge impact that in March 18, 2022, the U.S. had 2 million plus people join for March for Our Lives. Fellow Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords advocated and created Giffords' Courage to Fight Gun Violence. This helped end gun lobby strangleholds in our political system, and after Sandy Hook took place, she took control and helped pass hundreds of gun safety laws in 49 states and Washington, D.C. How can we help and be engaged? Proposed legislation that had been in the making in response to gun violence is Raise the Age Act that started in 2025 to raise the age from 18 to 21 in purchasing federal firearm licenses, existing handgun purchase laws with the exceptions of military and law enforcement. BSCA, created in 2022, that encourages mental health background checks by funding crisis interventions and requiring enhanced checks for buyers under the age of 21. Now that I shared sources that have helped regulate gun ban laws, how can we help together? Ways to help engage these problems are joining programs and communities that help advocate gun violence, such as community violence intervention programs that include your cities locally, such as Inland Congregations United for Change, that help focus on individuals at risk of gun violence or someone in the act of committing it. If you can attest these hearings, write written statements to support this bill. A simple repost online through media, share petitions, or just using your voice to a friend or stranger, whether it is in school, work, or your household, can make a huge impact on gun violence in the U.S. or just your city locally. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.